vacation ended today, it would still end very memorable after last night. Last night was quite an experience, to say the least. It was designated as a national strike day, which means all the city workers, the people, the street cleaners, the bus drivers, they all took a day off. And the protests, I shared some video with protests, and it seemed to be fine, loud, a little obnoxious. But even before evening set yesterday, it really turned for the worse, and even the locals weren't expecting, what had overcome the city. So I knew it was a bad sign when I was trying to take a taxi back from the Barcelona beach back to my hotel, and the cab driver pulls over and he says, "This is it. This is as far as you go. €5." They weren't even coming into the city. So I walked into the city, a half hour walk, and again, the video showed all. My hotel was ground zero, and I really didn't expect the power of a mob, the anger for over nothing, just to be angry. When the mob starts to run and you're caught up in it, you either get knocked down or you run with them. So the second time it happened was really an eye-opener. Really told me, okay, you need to have a plan for this, because there were, I don't know if you've ever seen the plastic bullets that they shoot. They're bullet balls. They're huge. They're about this size, and one goes rolling past me as I'm running. So I knew then, there's no place to go, because every plaza had their own little riot. So I jumped inside of a doorwell and took the videos. It was my iPhone, so I got the worst quality ever. But it was what it was. I'm not all impressed with the Spanish people last night. Not only the people, because it definitely was a dangerous time, and there were people with their kids out there. There were elderly people. Whenever they saw a commotion, or they saw the caravan of police, not only squad cars, but these riot wagons would roll in, they would rush the area. And I'm shocked that the authorities didn't barricade. Well, they barricaded my block where my hotel was, but they would gain ground, lose ground. In the United States, I don't think they would really go for something like that. They would set up a barricade, and that would be it. There would be no entrance for any of the citizens, I guess, population to roll in. But not the case last night, and it just went on forever. It got very frustrating after a while, and as night fell, it became cold. I was in shorts because I went to the beach, but I really have to give kudos to a gentleman. He was from Holland, and I don't even remember his name, but him and his wife were out. They had an apartment a couple blocks away, and the guy, we had the commonality of English, so we struck up a conversation, and this guy hung around. He stayed out there with me, just so that I wouldn't be alone. And boy, he's probably stayed a good 30 to 40 minutes with me, so I really tip my hat off to the people from Holland. Big kudos. He offered to go back to his apartment, but I see that his wife was a little unnerved. She was a little upset with the situation, and I didn't want her to take a stranger back to her apartment, because they didn't know me from Adam. Also, big kudos to Shanna. Man, Shanna, thanks for let me rack up your phone bill, even though I'm paying, but you helped a lot, more than you know. So today, everything's back to normal. The streets are clean. I woke up a little late, obviously. Windows are still smashed in. A lot of the ATMs destroyed. Graffiti everywhere. It's really a shame, because Barcelona is such a beautiful city. And I go back to being a tourist. I'm going to Castle Montjuic today to take some more video to share. I tell you, who had it worse than me? I was lucky to come in when I did, a day or two before the strike, but some poor people flew in same day, and no buses, no taxis. I don't know how they got into town, because the airport is not too close. But these poor people were walking around the streets kind of aimlessly with their luggage rolling behind them. And if you've ever been to Europe, you know that they don't have concrete like we do. It's not much of a smooth surface. It's just clickety clackety with all their luggage behind them, wandering around trying to find their hotel. Sometimes they didn't have access to the hotel, so whenever you think you've got it bad, excuse me, whenever you think you've got it bad, there's always some poor soul who really has it a little bit worse than you do. So that was quite a sight to see. Hopefully things settle down for me. Hopefully it's downhill the rest of the way. 2 more days in Barcelona. Tomorrow night I'm going to a Barcelona football game, so that should be interesting. And then it'll be on to Seville. So until next talk.
So as you can see, the protests or protesters were pretty subdued. The traffic was held up a little bit. The main roads were closed off, and everybody pretty much had a relatively good time and enjoyed the weather, although the singing was a little bad. Nearby Plaza Catalunya, all the metros were closed throughout the city, so there was no transportation with regard to the metros. The city became eerily quiet. No buses, no traffic, no nothing. A little later in the afternoon, the crowd started to change, a more younger, thug-like appearance, and this is when the police started to assemble. They started to turn their attention, the crowd did, on anyone business-like. The gentlemen that they're going to be yelling at shortly were just owners of a magazine rack, which was right in the middle of everything, and they were protecting their property. The next video shows the results.
Chicos,